Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to install the drawer. And first things first, you got to have the screws in right here, the drawer adjuster screws. And let's show them down below what that looks like. They're just kind of long, they're 2.5 inches long with a nut down below so you can lock it in place. And you want to have these just above on the normal version. If it's a super version, it's going to be slightly different, but on the normal version, you want to have them just barely poking out of the nuts on top. That'll give you close to the right height. And you want to have this resting on the nuts with the sides right here. This should be reasonably tight, but like not tight enough to allow for much vibration this way, but it can still kind of go up and down, as you can see. So it should just be a little tight there with those spacers in. And then next step is you got to face the drawer the right way. So this right here is where the brick ejects, and you want to make sure it's going in this orientation with the ejector plate ejecting it at that end. So this is the correct orientation. And you just want to set it on those roller guides. And it's hitting something back there, so I'm going to check that out. Yeah, it's just not going on the rollers right because it's kind of crooked. So let me adjust that. Alright, it's still wonky, so this part's kind of tricky, getting it on the rollers right, so. Is it on there? No? Which way does it need to come?
Let's go this way.
Okay.
More that way.
How about now? No? Yeah? No.
Almost.
Nope. So this part is kind of tricky. You might want a partner. Maybe I'll do it from the other side actually.
For those of you at home, if you are experiencing frustration at this step, you are not alone.
How's that look?
Maybe we'll just like do a nice time-lapse fade at this step.
Yes.
Now the other.
Arg.
Got it.
Yeah? Okay. So now that it's on both, you can see it's properly spaced. If you mess something up, maybe you didn't measure, you know, the location of some of this stuff right, like roller guides, or maybe, I don't know, you might need to switch up your spacers. This is spaced really nicely though. You can see that this is sitting right on the roller, as is this one, and as are the two on the other side. If you messed up, you might want to add a washer or something in here instead of the spacer plates. Right in there. You might, maybe something extra, something thinner, whatever. But this is perfect, so you want it adjusted like that. So when it is like this, what you gotta do next is adjust the bottom plates so that it pushes this up against the top. You can see there's a decent gap right there. You want it up against the top right here. So I'm gonna find my wrench. And just go ahead and watch really close this. You'll see the roller guide move up, which is going to push this up. You want to just get it kind of snug so it's a decent amount of pressure on there, and then just push the drawer and make sure it'll go all the way through. Because sometimes, I don't know, something might have been adjusted wrong. The biggest issue here will be if these are not perfectly parallel, which can be caused by bad welding. And if that's it, well, you're kind of screwed. And that's what would cause problems. But so right now, you're just gonna screw it tight so that it pushes up against the top of the frame, and also so that the rollers are snug on the rails. It doesn't need to be super tight, and just the rails need to be touching them. And that's a decent amount of snugness. So I'm gonna check and make sure it's gonna go all the way through. And then I'm gonna adjust this side. We could probably stop it for